Welcome to The Awakening, Black Women United. I am your host, Sherry Danny. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video. Palestinians deserve a two-state solution. The ancient land of Canaan, a cradle of civilization. The land we know today as Palestine holds ancient roots. It was once part of a larger region called Canaan. This land witnessed the rise and fall of many civilizations. From the early Bronze Age, Canaan was a vibrant hub of trade and culture. Its fertile valleys and strategic location attracted various peoples. The region became a melting pot of different cultures, each leaving its mark on the land. Canaan was home to sophisticated city-states. These cities thrived on trade and agriculture. They interacted with the powerful empires of Egypt and Mesopotamia. This exchange of goods and ideas enriched the cultural landscape of Canaan. The region's history is a testament to the enduring human spirit of innovation and adaptation. The Canaanites, the indigenous people of the land, developed their own distinct culture and beliefs. They were skilled farmers, artisans, and traders. Their religious practices were closely tied to the cycles of nature. The Canaanites worshipped a pantheon of gods and goddesses. They believed these deities influenced the forces of nature and human destiny. The legacy of Canaan lives on in the archaeological sites scattered across Palestine. These ruins tell the stories of ancient cities, temples, and marketplaces. They offer a glimpse into the rich tapestry of life in this ancient land. The history of Canaan serves as a reminder of the deep historical roots of Palestine. Around the 12th century BCE, a new group arrived in Canaan, the Israelites, the Black Jews. These people originally came from Eastern Africa, the Rift Valley, and settled near the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. They were known as the Abaldi, or black-headed people, who later were known as Sumerians. Their arrival marked a significant shift in the region's religious landscape. The Israelites brought with them a revolutionary concept, monotheism, the belief in one God. This belief system, with its emphasis on a covenant with a single deity, would have profound implications for the region's future. The Hebrew Bible, particularly the Torah, recounts the story of the Israelites' journey to Canaan. It describes their struggles, triumphs, and their covenant with God. This sacred text became central to Jewish identity and history. It also played a pivotal role in shaping Jewish claims to the land. The arrival of the Israelites led to conflict with the existing Canaanite population. Over time, the Israelites established their own kingdoms in the region. These kingdoms, however, faced internal strife and external threats from neighboring empires. The history of this period is one of both conflict and coexistence between the Israelites and other peoples in Canaan. The rise of monotheism marked a turning point in the history of religion. It introduced a new way of understanding the divine and humanity's relationship with the sacred. The legacy of this belief system continues to shape the spiritual lives of billions of people around the world. Religious texts like the Hebrew Bible hold immense significance for Jews. These man-made texts are dangerous because Elohim tells the Israelites to bloodily eliminate all from the region who are not Israelites. They provide a narrative of their origins, laws, and connection to the land of Canaan. However, interpreting these ancient texts in a modern context can be complex and lead to contentious claims. Some passages in the Hebrew Bible describe God's promise of the land of Canaan to the Israelites. These passages have been used to justify Jewish claims to the territory. However, it's crucial to remember that interpreting religious texts requires careful consideration of their historical context and literary genres. The use of religious texts to justify territorial claims has fueled conflict in the region for centuries. It's essential to recognize the dangers of interpreting these texts literally and using them to justify political agendas. A nuanced understanding of these texts should promote peace and understanding, not division and violence. Furthermore, relying solely on religious texts to determine territorial rights in the 21st century is problematic. International law and human rights principles must play a central role in resolving contemporary disputes. A just and lasting solution requires moving beyond interpretations of ancient scriptures and focusing on the needs and rights of all people in the region. A tapestry of cultures, Philistines, Romans, and the Byzantine era. The land of Canaan continued to be a crossroads of civilizations. The Philistines, a seafaring people, established themselves along the Mediterranean coast. They developed their own distinct culture and engaged in trade and warfare with the Israelites. The region came under the control of the Roman Empire. The Romans brought with them their own laws, language, and administrative systems. It was during this period that Jesus of Nazareth, or correctly Yehoshua ben Yosef, a Jewish preacher, lived and spread his message. His teachings, which later formed the basis of Christianity, emerged from the cultural and religious milieu of Roman-controlled Judea. Following the Roman Empire's division, the region became part of the Eastern Roman Empire, also known as the Byzantine Empire. This period saw the spread of Christianity throughout the region. Churches and monasteries were built, and Christianity became the dominant religion. The Byzantine era witnessed the flourishing of art, architecture, and religious scholarship, leaving its mark on the cultural landscape. Throughout these various empires and rulers, the land continued to be home to a diverse population. Jews, Samaritans, and early Christians shared the land. They interacted with each other, contributing to a rich tapestry of cultures and beliefs. The Black Jews taught a new group their culture and religion known as the Khazars, a European people group. This historical reality underscores the long-standing presence of multiple communities in the region. Khazar and Khazar, the Khazars, were a nomadic Turkic people that in the late 6th century CE established a major commercial empire covering the southeastern section of modern European Russia, southern Ukraine, Crimea, and Kazakhstan. They created what for its duration was the most powerful polity to emerge from the breakup of the Western Turkic Khaganate. Astride a major artery of commerce between Eastern Europe and southwestern Asia, Khazaria became one of the foremost trading empires of the early medieval world, commanding the western marches of the Silk Road and playing a key commercial role as a crossroad between China, the Middle East, and Kievan Ruses. For some 3 centuries, c. 650–965, the Khazars dominated the vast area extending from the Volga-Don steppes to the eastern Crimea and the northern Caucasus. Khazaria long served as a buffer state between the Byzantine Empire and both the nomads of the northern steppes and the Umayyad Caliphate and Abbasid Caliphate, after serving as the Byzantine Empire's proxy against the Sasanian Empire. The alliance was dropped around 900. Byzantium began to encourage the Alans to attack Khazaria and to weaken its hold on Crimea and the Caucasus, and sought to obtain an entente with the rising Rus's power to the north, which it aspired to convert to Christianity. Between 965 and 969, the Kievan Rus's ruler, Sviatoslav I of Kiev, as well as his allies, conquered the capital, Atil, and ended Khazaria's independence. The state became the autonomous entity of Rus's and then of Khazar's former provinces, Khwarezm, in which Khazars were known as Turks, just as Hungarians were known as Turks in Byzantium, in Volga, Bulgaria. Determining the origins and nature of the Khazars is closely bound with theories of their languages, but it is a matter of intricate difficulty since no indigenous records in the Khazar language survived, and the state was polyglot and polyethnic. The native religion of the Khazars is thought to have been Tengrism, like that of the North Caucasian Huns and other Turkic peoples. The polyethnic populace of the Khazar Khaganate appears to have been a multi-confessional mosaic of pagan, Tengrist, Jewish, Christian, and Muslim worshippers. Some of the Khazars, namely the Kabars, joined the ancient Hungarians in the 9th century. The ruling elite of the Khazars was said by Judah Halevi and Abraham Ibn Daud to have converted to Rabbinic Judaism in the 8th century, but the scope of the conversion to Judaism within the Khazar Khanate remains uncertain. However, the Black Jews from Sumer gave them their culture, and this prevented the Khazarians from having to choose sides between other warring nations. Due to many wars and upheavals, the Khazars dispersed after the fall of the empire. Khazarians are in the ethnogenesis of numerous peoples, such as the Hazaras, Hungarians, the Cossacks of the Don region and of Ukraine, the Muslim Kumyks, the Turkic-speaking Krimchaks, and their Crimean neighbors, the Crimean Karaites, the Moldavian Shangos, the Mountain Jews, even some Subotniks, on the basis of their Ukrainian and Cossack origin and others. The late 19th century saw the emergence of the core of today's Ashkenazi Jews, descended from a Khazarian Jewish diaspora which migrated westward from modern-day Russia and Ukraine into modern-day France and Germany. Linguistic and genetic studies have supported the theory of a Khazar connection to Ashkenazi Jewry, the rise of Islam, and the Arab conquest. The 7th century CE marked another turning point in the history of the region with the rise of Islam. Originating in the Arabian Peninsula, Islam spread rapidly, reaching the Levant within a few decades. The Arab armies brought with them a new faith and a new language, Arabic, which would have a lasting impact on the region. The arrival of Islam did not erase the presence of other religions. Jews and Christians, considered people of the book in Islamic theology, were granted a protected status under Muslim rule. They were allowed to practice their religions, albeit with certain restrictions. Jerusalem, sacred to Jews, Christians, and Muslims, became a point of contention and coexistence. The city, with its holy sites revered by the 3 Abrahamic faiths, became a site of pilgrimage and at times conflict. The Dome of the Rock, built by the Umayyad Caliph Abd al-Malik in the 7th century, still stands today as a testament to the Islamic presence in Jerusalem. The Islamic Golden Age, spanning several centuries, witnessed a flourishing of scientific, intellectual, and cultural advancements in the region. Scholars from diverse backgrounds made significant contributions to mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy. This era of intellectual dynamism left an indelible mark on the region's intellectual history. This is why the Palestinians deserve a two-state solution. It is the only humane, historical, and reasonable end to the bloodshed. As I have shown, this region changed hands many times, and many people groups can claim to be indigenous. We do know the Palestinians have inhabited the land without interruption for over 2,000 years. This has been the awakening. Black Women United. I am your host, Sherry Danny. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and hit the notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video.